All right, welcome back to Hard Hits. We have 5 matchups we need to get through, so let's just dig right in. All right, so next one, fourth down and bitches. Sitting at 3-3 was going up against Mr. Incognito, who was sitting at 4-2. A matchup that could trend one of these teams in a better direction. You know, Mr. Incognito is sitting pretty high in the standings. Higher, no, there's not much higher than trash season right now. Then we had fourth down and bitches sitting in the middle. So both teams want to trend in the right direction. Both teams made a trade before the week started. We had Mr. Incognito acquiring Alvin Kamara, and then we had fourth down and bitches acquiring Russell Wilson. As far as this, both players didn't really produce. Alvin Kamara didn't play. Russell Wilson only put up 11 points. It was one of the 5 players in double digits for fourth down and bitches. It was just a lackluster performance. This matchup wasn't as close, 110.84 to 95.82. When we look at the matchup, it got really, really close on Monday night. Too close for comfort. The Patriots ended up putting 28 points defensively. If there's another quarter of football that somehow might have happened, defying the odds of football, I think Frank might have would have won the game. He only had 3 players in double digits. One of them was obviously the defense, and actually 2 of them were defense special teams. Mayer had 13. Tyreek Hill had 14.5. Now the question that concerns me moving forward is we obviously know about Patrick Mahomes going down. What does this mean for Tyreek Hill as far as his performance? What can he draw up moving forward? That's a good question. This could definitely hurt Mr. Incognito's team moving forward. He's got a laundry list when we go through his team of just disappointing performances this week. David Johnson, he got butt fucked with David Johnson. Let's be straightforward. We thought David Johnson was going to play. The man took 1 carry. Chase Edmonds ran away with the rest of the game. Shout out to cooking up a little sudden. David Johnson with a .20. Evan Ingram was supposed to have a breakout game. Only had 1.10. Montgomery had 1.9. His quarterback, which seemed like a great streamer, considering he had Winston and Mayfield on a bye week, only had 5.4. Williams, it's just his team just underperformed, and he got fucked with Ingram and David Johnson. Great news for fourth down and bitches, right? He did have 5 players in double digits. They were all low performers. Michael Thomas was the only one that led the scoring for fourth down and bitches. Singletary finally started for him, only had 2.6. Breida had a 4.1 because of the conditions. Demaryius Thomas caught the start, which is a bad move already with 5.7. Le'Veon Bell had 8.1. I think the biggest thing here is just now the clusterfuck of the lineup, because now, he acquired Russell Wilson, who only put up 11 points, 11.3, but then Phillip Rivers finally had a better game with 24.16. I think the moves that he made is just going to make things a little bit harder. He doesn't want to sell anymore. He's content where his team is at. But sitting at 4-3, you're still sitting around the middle of the pack. Mr. Incognito made a smart move after this matchup, traded Alvin Kamara to somebody who's willing to get a running back, got his money back essentially for the second round pick. So within the 24 hours, it's going to be real nice to see what Mr. Incognito is going to do moving forward. But they're both sitting at 4-3. It's going to be really weird, really interesting to see what direction this team is going to make moving forward. The quarterback play is definitely a question mark for both teams. I think Russell Wilson makes things a little bit better, but it goes back to, you got Winston, you got Mayfield. He needs to boost up the quarterback play a little bit. Next matchup, No Fat Chicks defeated the Elite 126.24 to 69.30. There were no questions there. We knew this was going to be a blowout. Ooh, your boy over here is just making a mess. We knew this was going to be a blowout, especially with the Elite trading all the puzzle pieces. He did have 2 players surprisingly in double digits, and one of them was Phillip Dorsett with a 12.1. We talked about Phillip Dorsett trade. I didn't think he had much value to make that trade. Phillip Dorsett had a 12.1. Gardner Minshew led his scoring with 21. We knew they're going to be underwhelming performances. There's a lot of 1s and there's a lot of 0s when we look at the Elite's team this week. This is what you're going to see a lot of the Elite. The good news for the Elite is he has 3 victories going up against the Power Game. The Power Game's 1. So I'm not expecting that the Elite sold at the right time, knowing he's probably not going to get last place. That's his biggest win right there. No fat chicks on the other hand. Solid performance. 6 players in double digits. Latavius Murray was a great start. Led all scoring in this matchup, 29.5. Saquon Barkley came back with 15.5. My God, you started Danny Amendola. Smart move, my man. 14.1. And then Cooper, Edelman, Butker, both solid performances. Considering only 2 points from Seattle's defense, Zach Ertz didn't have a solid game with 4.8. Mark Ingram didn't have a good performance either at 5.8. And Carson Wentz is struggling at 5.8 as well. I think the quarterback play is something that No Fat Chick should definitely look into acquiring within the next 24 hours. We'll see if he makes any move. I think he's going to stand pat. He doesn't like to normally make any moves. But a solid win against a defenseless opponent. That's how I see it. It was just a chair shot after chair shot after chair shot to the elite. I'm pretty sure No Fat Chicks didn't even check his lineup throughout this week because it was an ass kicking. Another matchup, I thought this matchup was going to be a little bit more better, was El Jefe going up against Trash Season. Trash Season took his first L last week in Spukaki. El Jefe, on the other hand, was just rolling. This matchup, very lackluster. Both teams didn't finish with 100 points. Trash Season did beat El Jefe 99.96 to 80.52. Jeff has been killing it lately, and to have the performance that he did this week, really lackluster. Only 4 players in double digits. Watson, 14.5 led his scoring. That's pretty soft. Jamal Williams had a 12.10, Myers had 10, and then Chandler Jones had 16. That's where the bulk of his points came. We can go down his list of his disappointing performances. You know, the Eagles with -1, Mohamed Sanu with 0.8. Good news for him, for Jeff on the other hand, though, is Sanu got traded to the Pats. That value is going to skyrocket for him moving forward. I think now Sanu is going to be a solid puzzle piece that's going to help Jeff moving forward. Fuller had 1.1. Fells only had 3.7. Sanders at 4.7. Gallup with 4.9. We go back to the Sanu trade. We look at the Sanders trade. The best thing to happen to Jeff this week is not making any moves and letting the NFL make moves. Because now Jeff's team, some players went to some places that they really needed to go to. So Sanders is going to be great for the Niners. We take a look at Sanu is going to be great for the Patriots. Great moves for both teams that needed those moves in real life. In fantasy land, great moves for El Jefe by standing pat. Because now we have Sanders and we have Sanu that's going on top of an OBJ team. The real reason why he lost this week was because most of his team was on bye week. OBJ, Nick Chubb, Cleveland Browns, that's where the bulk of his points have been coming from. So we're going to chalk this one up as the bye week and see how this team really performs next week to see where Jeff really stands. Trash Season, on the other hand, finds ways to win. And he boosted his team moving forward. He got Alvin Kamara and Phillip Lindsay to go into Week 8. We look at his team this week, only 4 players in double digits. John Brown led the brigade with 16.8. 16.8 points was the leading scorer for this matchup. So you know how this matchup was really going. Hooper, 12.6. Woods, who got traded for 11.1. And then his kicker, Gonzalez, with 10. Not a great performance. I mean, we carry on 2.3, Sladen 3.8. Kyler 4.9, Walden 6.3. We go back to boosting up the running back core. He was already looking for a running back. It's been rumored he's been searching throughout the league to get a running back. Got one. But now he needed to replace another one. So Kerryon Johnson went on to the injured reserve after this matchup last week. Only scored 2.3. So Trash Season is regrouping, getting his team back together. He's sitting at 6-1 right now. So he's sitting pretty. I think his team improved considering that he got rid of Robert Woods. He lost Kerryon Johnson, but he added Alvin Kamara. So we'll see moving forward what this team can really do. We got to see Alvin Kamara play. That's going to be the thing. Is he going to keep on sitting out, or is he going to actually play? Next one we take a look at. I think one of the better matchups this week. Bukaki versus Thielens. M.I. Thielens, major haul this week. A lot of his lineups just changed. 158.36, he did beat Bukaki. It definitely wasn't a matchup I thought he was going to win. He beat him by about 20-something points. Beat him 158.36 to 135.02. He only had 4 players in double digits. This guy is rumored to be the luckiest fucking son of a bitch in football right now. He's sitting at 5-2. He just knows how to win, right? Marvin Jones Jr., 38.3 points. Led all scoring, and I have to take a look. No, he didn't lead all scoring in the fantasy land, but one of the highest scorers this week. 38.3 points. Darren Waller, recently acquired, 28.10. Those 2 players both led this matchup in scoring. Zeke, 23.7 for Bukaki. So I mean, just those 2 alone were the top 2 scorers in this matchup. In this matchup, Buffalo defense with 11. I don't know. I don't know what Bukaki did wrong. I mean, it's just the luck of the trade. Marvin Jones Jr. was fucking killing it. Darren Waller was the only one to really kill him when it came to the trade. DJ Chark only had 8.8. Carson only had 8.9. So we definitely need to get snake bitten with the matchup, with the trade. Definitely get fucked up there. We look at Bukaki, 5 players in double digits: Zeke, Lamar, Ravens, Fournette, Lockett. But it just goes. I think it goes back to it's the wrong players producing. He needs the right players. He recently acquired Scary Terry, only had 1.6. I think that had a lot to do with obviously the conditions. Galladay 2.6, which is really frustrating considering the power that the Lions did. If you're watching that game, you're consistently seeing Marvin Jones scoring touchdowns. What about Galladay, bro? Marvin Jones hasn't done shit all season long. So if I'm Bukaki, if I'm Joel, I'm just fucking pissed, right? Andrews had an off game with 4.9, and then Marlon Mack with 7.1. Mack is a fucking roller coaster. One week he's going to have 200 yards rushing. The other week he'll probably have 35. I think a definite slap in the face. Goff at 29.02 on the bench. Freeman 14.7 off the bench. Parker 14 points off the bench. Definitely frustrating. Bukaki's in prime position, sitting at 4-3. He is sitting in the middle of the pack, but we talk about roller coaster average ass Joel. He's going to kill it one week. He's going to disappoint the next week. 135, that's not to scuffle at. He would have beat, I believe, 12 of the teams in this league. Thielens is not one of them. But he would have beat 12 out of the 14 teams in this league if he was playing anybody else. That's the luck of the draw. Lucky ass Ricky. Lucky ass Ricky. Puts up 158. Led the second highest score in the league. Fuck. That's what I gotta say. Fuck. Ricky's 5-2. We're going to take a quick break. We have one more matchup that we're going to take a look at, and then we'll go through our matchups of next week and then our power rankings. And maybe by then, lucky ass Ricky's going to lose. Until next episode. Next break. Bye.